Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my transfer plans for Game Week 2 and also how I'm currently getting on in Game Week 1. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment how are you getting on in Game Week 1, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, a pretty mediocre Game Week 1 for myself. I'm currently ranked 3.7 mil in the world. That probably will go a bit lower just because obviously of subs and stuff like that, but yeah, currently sitting at 53 points. Again, not the most ideal start to the season. A few things have gone wrong already. I guess my back's against the wall in terms of like players that I own and transfers, and there's just certain players that I thought would play and they're not. So yeah, it's kind of all going a little bit wrong at the moment, but let's go over where my points have come from. So in goal, we had Henderson picking up 2 points. Did concede a couple of goals, but obviously did pick up a save point, so finished on 2. Didn't really matter if you went Henderson or Flecken this week. They both scored the same, I'm pretty sure, unless Flecken got an extra save point near the end of the game. But either way, there wasn't really a lot in it. And then, of course, now Brentford do have some pretty tough fixtures up until like Game Week 5. After that, Brentford looked really, really good, including Mbumo. If, you know, Tony doesn't stay at Brentford, then I think Mbumo will be a ridiculous pick Game Week 5 onwards, so a lot of people will be looking at him. But either way, Henderson picked up 2 points. At the back, it's a little bit all over the place. Trent picking up 8 points, which was really, really nice to see. The Kwanzaa situation is something that I definitely want to get into in more detail in a second, but obviously I still have Porro left to play as well. So with the defense, like I say, 9 points from 2 defenders. It's not terrible, but when you take a look at what happened with Kwanzaa, so he's not injured or anything like that. He literally just got subbed because he was losing too many one-on-ones and too many duels and stuff like that, which is fair enough. Like, Slaughter's literally just come out and just given us the information without having to, like, I guess, tiptoe around it or anything like. He literally just came out and said, yeah, Kwanzaa basically just wasn't good enough, so he was subbed at half-time. Now, a lot of people are wondering, well, is that like his season over? Is he just not an option anymore? And that is just something that we kind of like had to. It was a risk at the end of the day, and I'm not sitting here saying that Kwanzaa was like an incredible option. Like if he started and played, then he would have been an incredible option, and he did start. But obviously, just didn't have a very good game in the terms of what the manager saw, so that's why he was hooked. But if he wasn't hooked and, you know, he played the whole game, we'd be laughing right now. We would have had a 4.5 mil defender who would have gotten 6 points this week from a clean sheet, unless obviously he picked up a yellow or something, and that would have been great. But because he was hooked at half-time, has he lost his spot? I don't know. Is it a little bit knee-jerky to get rid of him already? I can kind of see the ups and downs, because obviously if you have no money in the bank, and you're trying to get rid of Kwanzaa for a different 4.5 mil defender, if he goes up in price, then you're not going to be able to get him. You're going to have to get rid of somebody else as well. And that's why like an early transfer is obviously beneficial, but also early transfers are always very, very risky as well. But yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Like I say, I went with it just because a potential 4.5 mil Liverpool defender would be so, so good. But yeah, this is obviously what can happen as well. So yeah, only picking up 1 point, and then yeah, Porro is still yet to play. They do play Leicester tonight. In terms of other defenders as well, it's not looking good. Johnson didn't start, which I was very surprised at. He'd started like pretty much all the preseason games, moved to Ipswich from West Ham for regular starts and stuff, and then just didn't even start. So I don't know what's gone on there. Again, he's mainly bench fodder, but it is a little bit annoying that he didn't start. I was kind of banking on him starting as like the best formal defender. Obviously, Barco didn't start either. That's the whole situation. That might be because of the potential injury and stuff like that. I'm not really too sure. Obviously, I don't own Barco, so I don't really have to worry about that. But what I do have to worry about is Ben Mee. I literally just brought Ben Mee in as a 4.5 mil defender who I was convinced would just play. Again, the fixtures for Brentford aren't ideal, but I did want him for that Southampton game in Game Week 3 at home. And now he's also a minute's risk as well. Like, him not starting was great. I know he's just come back from an injury, but they did say he was available for selection, but he didn't start. Obviously, he came on in the last minutes, and that was just simply to just see out the 2-1 win. But yeah, now that Ben Mee's also not playing, I have Kwanzaa not playing, potentially, Ben Mee potentially not playing, and also Johnson potentially not playing. So out of the 5 defenders, I've suddenly only got 2. And obviously after Game Week 2, Pedro Porro also isn't really that good of an option because he has Newcastle and Arsenal. So obviously I'll talk about my transfers later on, but that's kind of where the situations arise. But it also gets a little bit worse because in midfield we have Nkunku also getting hooked before the 60th minute, so also getting 1 point as well. So it's really not ideal. So I already have 4 players after 1 game week that just aren't really players that I generally want in my team, because obviously there are minutes risk and stuff like that. So yeah, got it all wrong, which isn't ideal, but either way, Saka doing what he does best, picking up 12 points, absolute legend. Obviously the Arsenal defense picking up the clean sheet, that was to be expected. The only reason I didn't go Arsenal defense is because of the fixtures they've got coming up. So if they keep a clean sheet against Villa and Spurs, then fair enough, but that's why I went against them. But yeah, obviously Nkunku has some really good fixtures. I'm still like kind of confident he's going to start, and he didn't necessarily play bad. So it's just a shame that he obviously he did get hooked, but we'll obviously have to see what happens. There's just so many forwards at Chelsea that could happen, and obviously Palmer's not going to get hooked, but he is 4 mil more, so that's kind of the difference. Eze, really infuriating. Had like 7 shots, did score. The literal officials came over at the end and said that the goal should have stood. So yeah, really unfortunate. But as an Eze owner, I'm very happy with him going forward. I can't see myself getting rid of him anytime soon. He looked really good. So hopefully the points will come. I feel like if you don't own Eze, you kind of got really lucky this week that he didn't get anything. And then Diogo Jota also picking up 8 points as well. Pretty happy with him. Looks really good. Looks really sharp. So yeah, can't see him like getting benched or anything. But again, could get benched as well, and that's also another issue. Salah obviously picking up the 14 points, or whatever it was, 13, 14 points. Not ideal. Obviously, if you went Salah over Haaland, you're currently winning, but we'll see what happens after that Ipswich at home game, because that's the majority of why people went Haaland, because that fixture is just too good to miss out on. Muniz picking up 2 points. Again, nothing crazy. He did play United away. The fixture that they've got now is absolutely fine, and that's why obviously I've gone with him. And then yeah, Haaland, Ipswich at home this week will be my captain. And then also Isak was my captain this week, picking up 10 points, did get that assist. The red card didn't help. The red card, I mean, with Shaw, it is what it is. You can't headbutt a player, but it's very soft in my opinion. And obviously the Southampton player I think was looking for it, but it is what it is. You can't headbutt players. It's just what we know. So that's how we're currently sitting, 53 points with 1 left to play. If Porro picks up a clean sheet tonight, that would be great, because I should be finishing just shy of 60 points. A little bit worried about Solanke and Son tonight, though. They can obviously damage my rank even more, but I mean, rank doesn't really matter until like game week, I'd say at least 10. Like, it's all like people are playing chips all over the place. Like, a lot of people will have a terrible rank right now. If you captain Sally, you're probably looking pretty good. But yeah, it's not something to worry about right now. This is obviously the nature of the game. But yeah, currently at 53 points. Could have gone a lot better though. Some issues that I have to sort out. So this is the current transfer situation. So I've got 1 free transfer in the bank. No money in the bank, and then this is obviously the kind of team right now. So the thing that I wanted to this week was obviously roll. In a perfect world, you know, Kwanzaa would have got 6 points. I could have just played him, who'd had Brentford this week, and basically just played the same team really. Just played Trent, Kwanzaa, Porro, Saka, Nkunku, Eze, Diogo Jota, Muniz, Haaland, and Isak. I am quite happy that I did go Smith Rowe over a 4.5 mil midfielder though, because if Nkunku does look a little bit like, you know, risky, or if we do get like early team news or something, I can always play Smith Rowe, because Smith Rowe's got some really nice fixtures as well as Nkunku. So yeah, I quite like the fact that I've got him to fall back on. There are other 6.5 midfielders that I could obviously go to as well, like Gibbs Whites and stuff like that, but I'm not going to jump off the Nkunku train right now. I feel like he will come good very soon. It's just a little bit annoying that he did get hooked before that 60-minute mark. So I don't think I'll be using a transfer on him. I probably will use a transfer this week though. I feel like I just have to kind of strengthen my defense. I can't really go into game weeks with only 2 playing defenders. And like I say, whether Kwanzaa starts or not, I just think it's too risky. I could also get rid of Ben-Mee if I wanted to, but I feel like Kwanzaa is much more likely to drop in price than Ben-Mee. Ben-Mee is literally, you know, 0.9% owned, so he's not a player. Like, obviously transfers and stuff are what determine whether a player drops in price, and Kwanzaa is 5.9% owned, whereas Ben-Mee is 0.9% owned. So if one of them is going to drop in price, it's going to be Kwanzaa. So one transfer that I was looking at this week is obviously getting rid of Kwanzaa and then bringing in Robinson for Fulham. I feel like it's a very easy transfer to make. I can't believe I'll have 3 Fulham players. I'd never thought I would own them, but they're all like decent options as well. And obviously he's got Leicester at home this week, so I could go Robinson. They played all right against United as well. I feel like Robinson, I think it was on like bonus and stuff as well until they conceded. So yeah, I could always do that. That would be my transfer this week, and then obviously I just play Trent, Robinson, Porro, Saka. Maybe go Smith Rowe over Nkunku. I don't know. It's a bit risky, but I could go Saka, either Nkunku, Smith Rowe, Eze, Jota, and then obviously Muniz, Haaland, Isak, captain Haaland, and then that's something that I could do. I don't really know any other transfer that I would make. Again, I would love to roll. I would absolutely love to roll, and I never thought I'd be in a position where I have to spend a transfer game week 2 of a season, because you spend all pre-season kind of like making the best team as possible. But sometimes things can go against you. Like, we didn't know Kwanzaa was going to get hooked, didn't know Ben Mee was going to get benched. I'm hoping that Ben Mee, I also want to keep Ben Mee because I'm hoping that it's just because he's coming back from injury and that he's going to get slowly faded back into the team. I'd really like him to start against Liverpool, and even if he comes off on like the 60th minute, that'd be perfect, because then it means that he's probably going to start for Southampton, and that's ideally what I'd wanted him for. But obviously, because I don't really want Porro in game week 3, who's got Newcastle away, so we'll have to see the situation. But I could be using a transfer on defenders every week right now. Like, I could use it on Robinson this week, and then when the next week rolls around, I might just play Porro and just save a transfer, and then because I feel like I'm going to need some sort of transfers for the international break. So maybe I just use a transfer this week and then roll from game week 2 into game week 3, and then obviously game week 3 into game week 4, and have like 2 free transfers for the international break, because I feel like that's going to be a much stronger position than to have like 1 transfer. So that's what we're currently sitting at right now. I'm gonna keep an eye on price changes. If it looks like Kwanzaa's dropping or Robinson's rising, then I probably will go early, because if I don't go early, then I won't be able to make that transfer. I'll have to like take a hit, and I've only got technically 2 definite players playing now, and you don't even know what happens tonight. Like, Porro gets injured tonight, we're in a really bad spot. I might have to take a hit second game week of the season, which isn't great. But either way, that's what the team's currently looking like. Those are the transfer plans. Let me know how you guys are getting on in game week 1. What points are you currently on? Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new. We do go live with these deadline streams now, hopefully every single week. So hopefully you can come out to those and you can see the transfers like just as they're about to happen. But either way, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday. And until next time, peace.